Oh, there's the first view. I don't know what that is. An old wall. There's the old castle up there. I think I can see some fencing around it, so whether there's damage there or part of it's closed off, I'm not sure. But these things are 10 a penny in Scotland. You see them everywhere, old castle ruins. Some are absolute. I'm planning to go to one place. I might do it tomorrow, I might not. But a really spectacular castle. But yeah, nice day to visit places like this. Frank, lovely bloke. As I said, we swapped a couple of messages via our YouTube channels and stuff over the months. And whereas my channel has remained relatively stagnant, this is a family channel that we do, and it tends to be more summer based, so you've got to be able to get out for days, that kind of thing. Frank's experienced a slight what you could call a surge in interest. Yeah, I'll go and have a sit down over here, I think, on one of these mounds. Probably an old burial plot or something from the past. I've just got the castle there in the background. I'll go take a little walk in there in a minute. Yeah, so we have a family channel where we film days out, things like that. Little places where I may go, have a walk around a town, that kind of thing. Interesting places to show. And I tend to put a bit more effort into editing the videos and things like that. At the beginning, Frank was just jogging, really. He was jogging around his local area, just filming himself jogging. And basically that was it. And he was doing a few little bits here and there, very much experimenting. A bit like myself. And we had a little chat, and one thing I said to him, it's just a throwaway comment while you're chatting, and I said, what you should do, Frank, where you live up here, you've got some beautiful scenery. So, you know, what I would do in your shoes is I would probably wander around, try and get around to different places. Obviously lots of people will come up here and they'll film holiday videos and take photographs and things like that. I said, but you're ideally placed to go around and tell a few stories about these places. You know, show the landscape, tell us about the history. I said, you might find that there's not many people doing that up here, so, you know, you might find a little niche there. So Frank went away and he did that. The madness of this is, I was only just saying what I would do. But Frank's taken that on board and he said, you know what, I'm going to still do a little bit of doing what I'm doing. I'm going to wander around the place. I'm going to go and visit a little bit further afield. I'm going to talk about places. I'm going to tell some stories, some of his history, things about his parents, things about his family, that kind of thing. And he went around and he started interspersing a bit of jogging and some nice shots of him jogging, some of the places that he lives close to and visits up there. Long story short, Frank, since he started doing these other little videos, for some reason, and he can't quite put his finger on it, Frank's channel has exploded. And by exploded, I mean, when we were chatting earlier, he said when we met, he probably had maybe a dozen subscribers. And in the space of about 4 months, he's now at 78,000 subscribers, which is a phenomenal growth in his channel. He's getting 60, 70, 80,000 views on some videos, he's getting 10,000 views on other videos, he's getting 500 views on other videos. But the kind of growth that Frank's experienced is something that not many people will experience. I've certainly not experienced it. I've had the odd video that's gone mini viral, but doesn't quite bring in subscribers, but it brings in plenty of watch hours. What Frank's experienced has kind of blown his socks off a little bit. And Frank is very humble about the whole thing. He basically films on his phone, on his iPhone. He edits from his iPhone and uploads, and that's all he does. So the point is, it's actually quite simple to film something on YouTube. You can film, you can talk, you can show where you are, you can talk about whatever you're doing, you can package it whichever way you want to. You could put loads of effects on it, you could put no effects on it. I tend to put a few more effects on my videos. I'm quite interested in the technical side of things, so I try and do a few tweaks and a few technical wizardry kind of graphics and things like that where I can. But ultimately, none of it really matters. And the point of the story of this really is to show you that anybody can have a go and anybody can succeed at it. I'm still waiting to try and experience some sort of growth, but I've got millions of different ideas, different directions, different things I want to learn, and I still don't know what direction I'm going with it yet. But Frank is clearly sort of experiencing a meteoric rise, to put it mildly, and one day he might decide to monetize it if he ever figures out how it works. Oh, lots of midges up here. This is the kind of peaceful I like when I'm vlogging. Flies all over the camera. Sheep in fields, sunshine, little hills. Absolutely beautiful. All the sheep have ran away. They're a little bit wary of me for now. I'm not going to hurt them. Frank is experiencing what some people might refer to as, I heard it on the radio earlier, what was it? Minor celebrity fame or something like that. It's something where people gain a certain celebrity status because of what they've done online. You know, bloggers, YouTubers, that kind of thing, TikTokers, influencer kind of people, that's what they call them. So Frank's currently in the early throes of that, and he's currently having people stopping him where he works and saying, oh, we've watched your videos. Because obviously you've got a lot of holidaymakers coming up to his part of the country, up to Aviemore area and beyond, and they're watching videos on YouTube about the area, and they're seeing Frank talking about various sites and local places of interest, and they've obviously recognised him. So Frank's in a position now where people are stopping him, wanting photographs, that kind of thing, and he doesn't know what to do with it, bless him. And it's a cracking place to be, but he says he's really enjoying it. You know, he doesn't know where he's going to go with it all. He's just keeping doing what he's doing, and I think that is one of the main points of YouTube. You've just got to keep doing what you're doing. We both chatted today we had a couple of hours together, walking around, having a coffee, talking about our experiences and things that, you know, we have a lot of shared sort of opinions on the world. We have a lot of shared opinions on how we see YouTube. It's just a hobby for us, and we're just interested to see where it goes. He's at a point where probably most YouTubers, the vast majority of YouTubers that ever try it, don't ever reach. He's in that top couple of % of YouTubers, I would like to imagine. And it's a nice feeling for him, and he's just enjoying the ride while he goes. I'd like to get to some point. It's always a challenge. It's about, can I create something that people want to watch? That is the ultimate thing. That's the ultimate reason I do it. I also like learning the technical side of things with editing and with storage and graphics and things like that. Music. So I'm getting something slightly different out of it than Frank is. But we're both doing it for the same reasons, really. We've both got cameras, and we thought, let's see if we can film something and do something with it and see if somebody else likes it. That's all that matters, really, isn't it? If you're providing some form of entertainment. And one of the conversations we had today was TV is no longer really a mainstream outlet for media. TV companies have had the stranglehold over this for a long, long time. But now anybody can pick up a camera and can create a channel and can propel themselves into the world. If they want to talk in front of it, or do voiceovers, or create something, or show things they're interested in, anybody can do it. And this is kind of the way the world is going. People can stream on YouTube, people can record videos, they can talk about what they find interesting, and the hope is that somebody else might find it interesting as well. So it's just a challenge for us all. And I'm really chuffed to see Frank going through this, because it's something that even a lot of successful YouTubers that I have watched over the years, people who started in lockdown, they've not experienced this level of growth so quickly, and it's really nice to see. And it was really nice to catch up with him. We both appreciate that there's a lot of work that goes on behind filming, selecting where to film, what to talk about. Most people wouldn't have a clue how much thought goes into something like that, just to generate content. That's the term we use, generating content. It's a time-consuming thing, like any hobby. There's bits you enjoy of it, there's bits you don't. I used to play football as a kid. I used to enjoy playing football on a Sunday morning or a Saturday afternoon, but I didn't enjoy the training on a Thursday night. Or the years spent at school learning, practicing, playing with my mates, that kind of thing. It was hard going, like anything. But with any hobby, you have to put some work into it. You have to learn how to do things. And most of it, for people at our level, I say our level, me and Frank are on completely different levels. But most people who are starting out fairly new, a year or two into it, they're having to learn as they go, unless they take. Some people will take courses, some people watch lots of other videos from influencers, that kind of thing. You have to learn it yourself. It's not like, I suppose you can learn to play the guitar by yourself, but it's easier with a teacher. Now, we all don't have teachers. We all have ideas, what we think might be interesting, but other people might not think that. We also make videos where sometimes you think it's great. You spent a couple of hours editing it. You spent a couple of hours designing thumbnails, packaging it all up, choosing the right music. But if that YouTube algorithm doesn't pick up on it and push it out there for people to click on, it's never going to be seen. But this is the battle we all face. Some people we think have managed to not beat the algorithm, but they're much better at the media type of stuff and knowing how these things work. I honestly don't know how these things work. We just keep trying. We're like amateurs. We're Sunday morning footballers kicking the ball around, hoping that, a scout comes to watch us, or we get somebody's watching from a rival team, a bigger team who've got a chance of winning trophies. It happens in kids football as well, believe it or not. So the gist of this for me is, hence the title, maybe I should listen to my own advice more. Maybe we all should listen to our own advice more. We're quick to give advice to other people because we're on the outside and we're looking in from the outside, where we've got time to think and not have to make the decisions, so we can kind of weigh things up. But maybe we should all listen to our own advice. My advice to Frank was to just go around where you live, film it, record it, upload it, see if people watch it. And he's done that. I wasn't to know it was going to be that successful, but the point is now I've got a channel here where I'm just chilling out. I'm not putting any fancy effects on it. I'm just talking about how the way I see the world. And in a way, I'm listening to my own advice that I gave to Frank. So I've launched this little channel. It's having next to no impressions anywhere. I'm hoping that I can keep it going. It's a bit easier to film something like this because I could just talk about something that's in the news, talk about something that matters to me, talk about something that I'm thinking about, and I can just pull over and talk about it and film it. So in a way, Frank's inspired me in a little bit of the way that I inspired Frank at the beginning. He told me that. I don't believe in it. I don't believe I've influenced anybody or inspired anybody. But all I showed was possibly a little bit of keenness, a bit of determination and interest. And I suppose in a way it's given Frank a tiny little boost to go, you know what, I'll try something different. But I'm listening to that same advice now, so I'm going to be doing plenty of videos like this, talking about the world, but mainly trying to switch off from the world, because it's a rum old place out there, isn't it? Lots of things happening in the world, wars, a lot of unrest in the UK at the minute. Asylum seekers, migrants, where they're housing them, tempers are flaring, people are rioting a little bit. I'm hoping that it's not going to get as bad as it did last summer, where they were smashing up tent centres and things like that. But sometimes, oh, it's a dead bird. Oh, what's left of a dead bird. But sometimes you need to switch off from the world. And you just need to... Some people just play their thoughts over in their own minds. I mull my thoughts over and talk about them into a camera and put them on YouTube. That's what I'm going to be doing. But there's no answers sometimes for everything. Lots of questions, but there's no answers. It helps to talk things through, and if you can't talk things through with other people, some subjects are a little bit taboo. Sometimes it's just worthwhile just going out and talking out loud like this. Nobody listening as things stand. Hopefully that changes. Take a bit of time. Think about stuff. Talk things through with yourself in your own mind or into a camera. Who knows? You never quite know what's going on in the world, but you can just try and find a bit of calm yourself, can't you? And zone out from it, because it can get a little bit upsetting, depressing, that kind of thing. But just do what I do. Find a nice field, get your phone, get your camera phone out. You don't have to come and find a Scottish castle. Film yourself, talk, do whatever you want to do. Film cows, film sheep, film landscapes. You don't need to find a castle to do it, but if you do and you live in Scotland, you're never more than 10 minutes away from one. Until the next one, thank you for watching. Bye for now.